Hey, what's up guys? This is PokerXpress, and we are back with another episode of Poker Hands. Before getting into it, I would like to ask you guys to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy our videos. Let's jump straight into the action.
50k short deck, and that's how things look. Phil Ivey, wow. What a run up he must have had, up to 2.9 million in chips as we start the day. Mike Young, the last man in the field, 1.6 million carry cats on this table, and look who else is there. Aaron Van Blarkum. This will be, he's certainly not one of them. Carry limping in.
Come on, ace king.
Seat 1, 6-7 of clubs. Four-handed.
I said, come on, ace king. Don't need aces, just ace king will work.
Mike in, ace 9 of spades. He's thinking about doing something. Alex to just limp. Aaron giving all the talk, but finds another garbage hand, ace 7. Gives Phil the option on the button. He says, let's see 3. And again, another garbage hand for him, queen 6. But queen 10-6, not so garbage anymore. Top and bottom, Wykin with the nut spade draw. And he is going to come out betting 210,000 chips in the pot, 130 the bet. Phil going to just call, it looks like, with top and bottom. Has position, happy to play down the streets. And a terrible card for him, 10 pairs up. And losing, of course, to any queen. Wow, Wykin going to file barrel number 2 here. He doesn't think Phil's ever strong, flatting the button. Phil might not be expecting to bet many queens on the turn. Expecting to raise the big pairs pre, so may want to stick around here, even though his kicker got counterfeited, but does let it go. Wykin.
Really nice hand for Phil here with the king-jack suited. Going to limp. Carry going to be happy to limp behind, I would think. Not a shoving hand in this spot.
No, definitely not. Always happy with pocket pairs in this game to try and flop a set. Well, ace queen 6, nothing for anyone bar Phil, who has a gut shot and backdoor diamonds, and he's going to put the pressure on. Bets 150.
And this is just recognizing, again, situation, knowing that, well, first of all, he's got a nice gut shot, got running diamonds. Also, just the fact that he limps in, he gets to have the ace king, ace queen,
right,
ace jack, ace 10,
well,
and
more importantly, they don't, do they? They don't have
yeah.
ace king, they don't have ace queen, they don't have aces,
yeah,
they don't have queens.
Pretty straightforward bet there for Phil. King, queen, a little reversal here. Ivey now with the 9s. Carry with a pretty good shove spot. Except, you still got to be worried about Ivey limping his whole range, I guess. Carry.
Alright, going for his, seems to be his race is level 275. Even though over a limp this time, slightly different. And I guess, Jeff, the kind of hands that Phil would limp call this raise with are the ones that Carrie's king queen does best against, right? Queen jack suited, queen 10 suited, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, Phil's gonna flick it in with the 9s. This is just Phil being Phil, isn't he? He just fancies himself
Yeah,
down the streets against Carey. He's gonna.
Yeah, this could be a spot where he knows maybe Carey's not gonna step out, maybe do too much bluffing, but still nines. You know, obviously you can hit a 9, but it's hard to win without. And Carey's not gonna love this spot, this flop.
I mean, Phil shouldn't have too many aces here. Should he? And Carey can have ace king, ace queens. It should just be a not bet, quarter to third of the pot and win it. But there we go. This is why Phil's perhaps called pre-flop, Jeff, because Carey's just going to play pretty honest versus him.
Yeah, and also so let's think about this hands. He thinks that makes sense now. I think he might. You know what? Carey may just jam ace king though.
Right.
But also maybe we just I think at the stage he would jam kings too and queens. So it's kind of interesting. Also, I guess Carey would check back aces, that's hard to make a set or flop a house. But if Carey had kings or queens, he would check here, and he's not gonna like that flop, and Phil's gonna get to make a nice move. Granted, he had the best hand, but still.
Yeah, Phil just putting the pressure on.
And now Carey stacked a little more vulnerable even, ace 10. Book probably says shove here.
Right.
He's gonna limp. Some advantages of that, but
Play someone's all in over there. All in Seth, maybe.
maybe music to Ivey's
Oh, you
ears.
all in? Good luck.
Okay, pull
Ahead.
all in on the outer table.
For now.
We'll change the dynamics of this hand, right? I mean, Carey's coming up betting here. Well, he's bet big. He's gone pot. I was going to say Phil might try and put some pressure on these guys, knowing that it could be a final table after this hand. But Carey's taking that move away from him.
Yeah, they're not doing hand for hand.
Well, heard it. Tapping of table. Sounds like Paul is out. We'll get confirmation in a moment. Wykin calling the pot size bet. Jeff, this interesting. Second pair. Obviously backdoor straight draws down the bottom and backdoor
Well, I
diamonds.
think, also he blocks ace king, and
but what bluffs does Carey just come out pot with?
Table, man.
I mean, Carey now has just under pot behind.
I get to a full table.
You can't be worried about Queen Jack. That's not calling a pot size bet on the flop, surely.
Been gone for a little while.
Ace
man.
King would have raised
Been
pre,
playing a
Kings
lot
would
of
have raised pre,
tournaments.
Aces would have raised pre.
Yeah, I'm
Starting to
Only
find
one
out,
hand he
get
loses
back
to a
into
sevens.
it now. Yeah.
Does move it in, and yeah. Wykin folds. I'm just curious. Jeff, doesn't seem like
Turned out a little
having
bit.
too much fun.
that was a smart move on the flop. Always a fan favorite. Just a favorite in poker. Well, he is second in chips, though, just ahead of Sam and Greenwood, but it is Mikhail Rudy leading the way. A Russian up top, Jeff. It's only right.
Sodas.
Can I order a latte?
maybe Sam Greenwood got him. I would maybe,
Sugar, please.
Sam had a huge stack and Richard had a huge stack.
No sugar in the latte.
He's setting the boy in instead.
Yeah.
Here he is.
How much sugar is this actually?
I don't know. Less than a Coke.
Wykin moving in what is a beautiful hand in this game. Ace King
Soda,
suited.
probably.
Doesn't do too badly in regular Hold'em, but a little bit stronger in this game.
What is it?
How much sugar is active in there?
Mikhail asking for a count.
Oh,
Like a cube.
Jack's behind.
a lot. I bet it's like 15 grams.
I mean, it's
I don't know. I'm not.
how many calories
It's
is
not a
it?
sugar
Right?
solver though. What's that?
It's just pure sugar.
Yeah.
Right? So like,
No,
What's
no,
that,
no,
like,
no,
only
no,
3
no,
grams?
no, 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 I put
It's
two
not
of them
me
on
then
my
5
coffee.
It's not so bad for you, right? Yeah, that's a sugar.
Oh.
That's not. Imagine that's like. 50.
but it's what Aaron was saying. Everything's a little bad.
1.5, right?
Everything's bad.
You counted that really
Less even.
I'm all in.
Wow. A little surprised with Jacks for that.
Yeah. Nice. Does I need aces this hand? He's found queens. Is an easy fold to that action, and probably would have called the jam, Jeff. of Wyken, I think. But
You want to call him with 10-9 suited do here?
I had queens.
It'd be interesting actually if Rudy didn't go in, what he would do.
yeah, he's calling. He's calling with queens, I think.
You had queen?
Yeah.
No, get out of here.
I did. 2 red queens.
Set for Mikhail.
I think.
Does bring Wyken a gut shot.
That's not good news.
yeah. Nobody wants to hear, is it? Chasing a queen. Someone says a fold of queens.
Oh, sorry.
Heart.
No, it's okay. How do I?
6 of heart.
How do I? So, Kira, do you want 2 queens back?
So we know Wyken reduced to just the 2 outs.
No.
Huge
Good
pot,
call,
Jeff.
man.
3 million in there.
No.
Yeah.
This will really give Mikhail a solid grip on this one.
Okay.
Oh!
Okay, maybe
Wow.
it was 1 red queen and 1 black queen. I promise you I had queens. I swear I had the queen of hearts and another queen.
Wow.
I swear to God. You'll see on the tape. I wasn't 100% sure if it was red queen.
And Mikhail trying to feign a
Red
smile.
queen
But
and a black queen. You'll see on the tape. I'm not lying.
I hope you just had like.
a game where equities run close and the stacks are close suggests that there'll be a lot of KG play, a lot of multi-way pots.
All in.
Carry with a really great short stack hand, 2 kings.
Yeah, and it's hard to see. I mean, I think Wyken's going to have to call this, right?
Yeah.
Come, please.
Yeah, it's
800k more.
he's got
It's only 20 antes.
All in.
You see the equity's so close in this game. 60-40 for carry.
It's a flip. What do I need? I focus
folded-
on what I need, not what you need.
I
King of
folded
diamonds.
aces though, Kira, so you say. I
Carries.
folded aces, so he says.
they're giving Carey a hard time. Everyone's
Yeah,
saying
the needle.
aces are out.
Well, as flops go, it's a pretty good one.
Some wheel stuff. Carey looks
I don't want
pained.
the,
Either one.
I don't want the king of
7.
clubs anymore.
7 of clubs.
I don't even want a king anymore.
Jack of clubs for the
Terrible board.
maximum sweat.
Boom. That's good. Ooh, bad card.
10 of clubs,
But good cards.
7
That's a horrible.
outs,
He got
1
5
pull.
outs.
Yeah. Yeah, but like look at all the other cards.
He's got 7 outs.
4 more outs,
Oh, no,
right?
the ace of
So
clubs.
it's
1 ace was folded. He's got 7.
survive.
Safe.
I think. I would never muck ace 9. Just talking about how much I love the ace 9.
And this was this too much ICM. Yeah.
No way.
Talking about that, and he says he's gonna limit that thing for about 20 times. He didn't think he's won once.
Yeah.
Couple of limps, queen 10. Mikhail can't king 6 off in the cutoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After he's talking about it, I quit playing.
He's getting 10 to 1, but
Every time I get
this hand just doesn't play well, does it, Jeff?
Yeah, I can't see a lot of benefit for this. Pretty sick feeling for Rudai here, who was short on the bubble, held, then knocked Paul out, then was chip leader coming to the final table. He was
Right.
1 river card, 2 outs, as we were told by Kerry, and he knew. And well, as he was sweating it, he had to fade 2 outs to be runaway chip leader. And now he's in the middle of the pack with a bunch of short stack superstars.
He's in the fight.
Yeah,
Royal Rumble here.
big swings.
Phil betting with his gut shot.
Is it yours or mine?
Sam had a position with the same gut shot.
I meant to order one of those from her.
Oh, I guess.
He's going to have a little look. Both have backdoor straight draw as well. Here it comes. 7 or jack now will give either the straight. Sam obviously check calling here. He's going to try and rep some other straights should they come. I think he would have taken off on a 7. Does now go check, check. 8 pairs up. Sam certainly have some stronger kings. Mum with a bet. Yeah, like king, queen perhaps. Would have check called a set, you'd imagine as well, if he'd limped in with 9s. Oh, he's going pretty big. Obviously, I suppose Jeff, he has a 10, so he blocks. He has queen 10, so he blocks some of the hands he wants Phil to be bluffing with. So this sizing is really going after Phil's king X.
Yeah, it's such a sneak. The queen 10 on this board is pretty sneaky. If you make your, you hit the gut shot. Well, it's not on the turn. He's got the extra, but it's just, it sucks to be Phil here. You have like the worst hand you could have.
I'm having a good time. I like this spot.
And Sam gonna get it done.
I like no. Yeah, these tournaments are more fun than no limit. I mean, I love no limit tournaments.
Sam Greenwood quickly shifts from chatting to game face here. He's got a pretty good hand, and he's decides to again the benefit of
wow, Ivey says no ICM here, pal.
I've had enough. He said, I see what you're doing. You got a big stack, and I'm gonna.
Wow. Gary Katz impressed. Sam Greenwood probably the opposite. Let's see how it works out. 2-1 favourite Ivey for the double up, and to take the chip lead here in our 50k short deck. Ace Queen 10, while Greenwood just flops the joint. Well, Phil, he's heroed it off, and he's been punished. He needs a king.
Don't say that in the flop in short deck.
What an unlucky flop for Phil.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, he's got
10 or an ace for the win. King for the chop.
This is short deck.
Phil Ivey, another final table.
Greenwood being forced to sweat. Oh, it is the 10.
Wow, the hard way. holy Ivey right there, back in the game.
Ivey. Chip
what
leader.
A hand.
I know my man Seth. He's gonna do it no matter what.
Ivey limps. Interesting, Jeff, actually. He has a limp at all, really, given the chip situation, but he does limp under the gun, king, queen of clubs. I thought he may just start dropping it on them.
Yeah, but still, I think this is also for him makes sense because we see him limping the 8-9 suited, maybe even wider, 8-7 suited, these type of hands. So it's just going to let him start doing a lot more control. I think right from this position, right under the gun. Yeah, I think if you're in the cutoff or +3, he's going to start doing this.
It's a good point for you, Jeff, because it means Mikhail doesn't raise ace-jack, so he's going to get to see the flop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, assuming Seth doesn't do something.
I think he'll take a flop here too. Although 1.3.
No decision here. I mean, if he thinks Ivey's going to be playing more aggressively, then he may just jam this one in. He does.
Nice.
Because there's 500 carried in the middle. Definitely see this as a play, and I don't see Ivey folding. Do you? He does. I was thinking it was. Oh, sorry. 1 point. I was thinking he was still in a million chip mark. Yeah, he's got 1.4 now.
Yeah, it's tough. That's the other downside though. Ivey opens the door for some of these stacks to jam where he would have in this particular case.
Yeah, sorry, I miscounted there. Obviously, Seth was below a million a moment ago, but yeah, now closer to 30 antes than 20.
It's funny, yeah, because like here, you really have to get through that first limp, right? Like you're not worried about the other guys, which is also makes in. This guy, Ruda, has been in some tough spots here now. He's just thinking, why did that queen come? Wow.
He does make the call, and it's a flip, Jeff. It's as close as you get. Mikhail's ace-jack. Slightly better hand, slightly better stack.
I'm a little bit, I guess I'm a little surprised by that because Seth's played pretty
Yeah, I
in
guess
line too, but
maybe he thought that Seth's going to take advantage of the fact that Phil limped in.
yeah. Just the same thing though, you're at risk with ace-jack.
Right, but if you're up against kings or queens, you're pretty close. 8-8-9.
He said that's all me. I mean, it's not the best flop. Still only 33%.
Here we go.
There's more looking like him
Here
now.
we go. 6-jack or king.
Actually, though, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so it takes away the 10 from him, and it's gonna brick out.
What's that, Seth? Oh, unlucky. He saw everyone double up. First time he's at risk.
Yeah.
Out you go.
It's pretty.
Phil Ivey. Man, myth, legend. Let's have a quick look, Jeff, and down his Hender Mob. I know not playing as many tournaments as perhaps he used to, but I was just checking. His last tournament win, May 2018. Could he get that sorted today? Interesting, he's continuing to limp, this time from the hijack. Ace King, and here we go. Mikhail jacks on the button, sees 2 limps into him.
Yeah, it's also a little different with hijack limp versus under the gun limp. So Ivy's gonna get a little less credit, and this may get jacks to bite here. And
It does.
it does bite, but it's also for Ivy. You know, it's like
He's snapping.
kind of you're trapping in a way, but it's just such a big hand.
It is a fair fight. You hear them say Ace King versus Jacks.
Big moment here.
Huge pot.
3, right?
7.3 million chip pot.
Yeah.
Jeff, and all this talk about Ivy. If he loses this one, he's got just 500k behind.
Yeah.
West meets East.
Big moment.
King 10-8. Ivy looking good. Of course, not many cards that don't give Mikhail extra
2 outs it says currently, but most likely on this turn
Right.
that'll fly up.
He's going to have something. Unless
Yeah.
the board pairs or it comes a 6. Well, it does come a 6. Here we go. The safest card in the deck for Phil. Just the 2 outs with 1 pull.
Safe.
Safe indeed. And Mikhail, wow, he had a roller coaster ride in this final table.
Yeah.
Jacks are really the hand that's cost him both times.
Yeah, happy with that.
Your chip leader.
We're tagging the Greenwoods out. Is that how this is working? Jeff, it gets to 5-handed. Luke's better than Salmon. And what's going on here?
That was just to check in.
All right.
Just to see how things are going. He's in the 100. Depends which school of thought. And then, you know, you could have a hybrid of that, but pretty opposite styles.
Jam from Wykin. And
I like Aaron's hand.
Aaron, not wasting any time, calling it off with 10s.
Okay.
Good luck.
Interesting that one, Jeff. I'm not sure on the numbers on
10 of spades. Good
these spots, but
Let's hope you have ace-7 or something again. Not
See.
that card. Not that hand.
Wykin, small favourite with the 2 overs. Queen 9-7. Aaron does have a lot of backdoor straight cards.
Club.
Wykin Young.
There is one of those cards. 6 or Jack.
Loses
Now
his
for Aaron.
10, but he picks up extra.
Double up for Wykin. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one from Aaron. He snapped it off.
I'm all right with it. I just don't like it. That's
I
all.
wasn't the button?
You limb call. You limb shove.
Yeah, you limp shoved
Huh.
under the gun. Yeah.
I thought it was a button. Pretty funny.
Oh, you just threw it in thinking you were the button. That's why you didn't raise it up in the first place. You got us some extra money. You got
Phil
me an
getting
extra
these guys with the old, I thought it was the
25,000
button. I didn't realise I was limping under the gun last hand. Phil's been around the block. He knew he was limping under the gun.
He knows
Don't
exactly,
fall for that one.
exactly what's going on.
It's brilliant. I love him. It just
He knows how
every
many-
little
yeah.
bit of speech from him is always working at something.
He knows exactly how many people are in the room, in the entire room there. Come on.
Aaron ripping it in for a bit of shrapnel. Sam isolates ace
I
queen.
like
it.
Very happy to see Phil fall behind, and yet again,
Live. I like
Jeff,
it.
we
Come
see
on, let me
nearly a
win
flip.
this one. Let me chip up one more time. Let me chip up. Just put a king 9 out there. End it. That's close enough. I'll take it. Ah, shoot.
Well, ace in the window, but a king rolled out behind.
Damn, ace.
Aaron, not done yet.
Window card. Carey is has the most rooted interest here.
And ends up
And more. Carey Cat's gonna level up there. Very happy to see that.
Carrie's really good at jinxing people. One more spear to get you down. Like a raging bull.
It's a nice
Such a
watch.
nice
He's got
guy,
nice
just a
hand.
bully at the table.
I like that shirt, the PSG.
PSG, man,
Paris.
he's
That's a
repping.
cool logo with the. That's an dude. Look how that works. The
Blended
Jordan and the
logo.
A. Do you see that?
Yeah.
And Ivey, this is unlucky because, I mean, he's got a big hand. He's shoving super wide, but he happens to have a really good hand.
I saw the all-in button. I thought that was the actual button.
Feels PSG playing tonight. Maybe that's why he's got it on. Got their second leg matchup against Dortmund.
ICM.
Ivy's going to worry about this
I'm gonna
matchup
regret
right now.
that
He
one.
needs help. All in with ace queen. White king with the ace king.
Probably the favorite. My favorite. I had 9-10. That's such a bad fold.
I had 10-8.
Who was?
Big pot this one, Jeff.
Oh,
3 million.
Yeah, no, it's
White king
huge.
holds.
Why can't I miss?
And if you're
Carrie's loving life.
Carey is excited just for the opportunity. 30% for a pay jump.
There it is.
Oh,
Oh, there it isn't.
Oh,
Whoa.
wait. Oh, no, yeah.
Oh, yeah, wait.
That's a huge flop
Very
for
good
White king.
flop.
Can end
Man, the
this one
door
with a
cards
club.
have been
Just
spicy.
Chop it up. Boom.
Carey rooting for a chop, actually. Doesn't want to see White
he'd
King
take a
Young
chop.
devil. That's the nuts in style.
The flush for good measure.
Yep, that's right.
I think they lost the first game 2-1, but they're at home tonight, so it's really delicately poised. that
What
one.
time is that here? It's actually a decent time, right? When we
11
finish.
o'clock or
Oh, so
something.
we could. I'm
Yeah,
gonna watch.
definitely.
Let's
We'll-
watch
we'll,
that
we'll
game.
watch it after. I watched the Spurs game last night. They went out.
Carey gonna jam and
he's gonna run
get
into
some
it.
bad news here.
And interesting spot here for Sam, Jeff. Does he call the 900
Gotta
in
Ivy
case
behind
Ivy
him.
does something? Or does he just jam and hope that if Ivy does something, at least he'll knock out Carey first and he'll let her up?
Interesting. These are the ones I'm not sure in this game. I would think jamming makes more sense. But I just don't think like, almost calling like Ivy's not gonna like get out of line with like King Jack if he
Right.
flats like so.
How do you wake up with queens? All right. I'm in trouble.
All right, we can be quiet. Let Carey
queen
talk
would've
us
been
through
good.
this board.
Yeah.
Nice and low. Bunch of low stuff. Man, that's
Still
about as bad as I could get
32%.
down.
Queens versus
10s
8-9
are
off.
worse.
A little different than No Limit Texas
10s
Hold'em.
are horrible.
I had queen 8.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh,
There we go. Double
about as
gutter.
good a flop as you can
Queen
get.
6. Yeah,
Yeah,
double gutter.
50-50.
That's like the miracle flop.
It is a
What deck?
50-50.
King.
I don't want a king.
I just feel like you have no chance to win this hand, by the way.
King, look at this. That is
That's
a
a
bad card.
terrible
The
card.
worst
Now you
card.
have the 6. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, still the
He
6.
had the 6
King, How do
anyway.
you call the king? I think you call it. The king was a great card for you.
All right.
Well, ace not a bad one either. Carey Cats
Alright, here you go.
walks out in fourth, 250k.
This has been a fun final table. Let us know where you're watching from out there. See the YouTube and Twitch chat. Appreciate you guys. We'll try to, any questions, we'll try to keep an eye on them as well. James and I enjoying learning as well. Seeing some high level stuff here.
Yeah.
Can't make out what that watch is, but do you think the first prize covers that or not? That looks pretty sky. That could be anywhere from X to too big a Y.
Yeah.
Don't know what that piece is exactly. Can't make it out, but it looks nice. Saw Richard Young come over and check on his son, Wyken Young. Again, we got to mention last one in the field, last second,
Yep.
just clean as a whistle,
We
right
did say
into the
that.
final three.
It's going to be the last one in, try and be the last one out. Or even better, try not to be out at all.
See some questions. Why is there so much short deck now? This really one of the reasons is this is one of the biggest cash games in the world are played. Guys seem to just love the game. It takes away. It's more exciting, right? You get rid of the 2, 3, 4s, 5s. There's just a lot more collisions, a lot more action, and a little more gamble, a little more. I don't know what else you can say. I mean, that's the deal. There's still a lot of playing, a lot of post flop, a lot of decision making, but you're always kind of going to have a key blocker, right? There's always going to be spots where you have a chance to do something. Whereas in Hold'em, you know, it's a great game. It's fun. It's just different, and this is kind of new, fresh, and seems to be sticking pretty well.
Yeah, very popular with the Triton players, and obviously in an effort to try and make this event as big as possible, sprinkle in some short deck, Triton guys will come. And they're playing the regular Hold'em as well. Now, Wykin improves to full house, but 4 spades on board. He's not going to like it.
Jack.
Didn't beat much, but that was one of the hands he does beat.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to tighten it up with Greenwood and Young here.
Which is great news for Mr. Ivey. Mr. Ivey got the aces. Limps in. Sam checks back king out of clubs. Rut-row. This could be a big one, Jeff. We got top set against the nut flush draw and a pair.
Action. Top set Ivey, no big deal. What a board though. I mean, I guess for Greenwood, you know, it's a little unlucky. He's got that pair flush draw. He's got to think, you know, against the set. This is like the worst hand he could be against. Even like ace queen, his 8 would be live. But or you know, ace jack, he's got the whole shalada. But here, he's really just drawn to that flush. And for Ivey, a bit unlucky. Oh well, that actually now that's a sight you love to see if you're a Phil Ivey fan.
Quads for Ivey. Greenwood still with that nut flush draw. Remember, in this game, flush beats a house. So we can see Greenwood 0%, but he's going to think he's still doing okay in this
Gotta love it. Slip some rope, you know, in case some. I mean, just pretty special stuff here. This is, I mean, if a flush runs out, if a club were to come, oh my goodness gracious, come on.
Wow, we have quads versus nut flush in short deck.
Wow. This is, honestly, I mean, is there any chance it doesn't?
Just goes in,
it's
right?
in. It's going in. How could it not go in?
If Ivey bets, Sam's going to raise, Ivey's going to jam.
This is insane. And Sam is thinking about Vegas and the Mirage, and this is the one that you don't get there. You're on your way and you don't get to in the door somehow. This is, I mean, there's just no other. I mean, it's just none. There's hand combination 1, right? All the other ones are houses.
Right.
But at the same time, yeah, I guess you might think Phil could have a lower flush, but a full.
Right.
You know that a full house doesn't beat.
But you're going to raise up here, and you're going to get
raised, and you think maybe Phil has like the queen high or whatever, another flush, yeah.
I mean, he's not going to like it when he gets jammed on.
He's probably. I don't even think he thinks long. Wow.
Obviously, you lose the 10-9 of clubs, and you lose the aces. Those are the 2 hands you can lose to here.
And if you're Phil, you lose.
Say for Phil, he loses to the 10-9 of clubs and the king 10 of clubs. I mean.
No, king 10 of clubs, right? That's it.
Sorry, yeah, king 10 of clubs only.
So there's one hand you lose if you're Phil, and
there's 2 if you're Sam.
Yeah. So it's the biggest cooler you'll see, really.
Sam's going to feel sick, but he can't fold. Quads.
Wow.
Have some of that.
Wow. What a hand. I mean, this is a sick 3-handed, 1 versus 2 stack in the biggest cooler you're going to see possible. Unbelievable stuff. I mean, that's great. What a run out. What a hand.
That is ludicrous.
That is absolutely nuts.
The biggest cold decks you can see. Quads against nut flush in a short deck means the situation is this. Phil Ivey, huge chip lead, 11.6 million, up against Wykin Yong.
I've never seen this logo. It's the sickest logo I think I've ever seen. The fact that
you're going shopping?
That Air Jordan sponsors PSG and the A is the Eiffel Tower in the Paris, it's like, it's got to be the sickest.
It's perfect for you, huh?
I gotta get it. It's a sick shirt. Like, I wonder when they signed with PSG and Jordan. I wonder if that was like that logo was like already there before the deal was done, or if that like just came out and someone thought of it. You know, it just seems too obvious, but it's like some things just work.
This one's going to work from Wykin. You'd imagine having a stab with the backdoor straight draws. I say imagine it's going to work. You're up against Phil Ivey.
It's going to stick on for another. Yeah, this is a...
Wykin now takes the lead with a pair of eights.
So that's the trouble with Phil Ivey's hand here,
Right.
too, because even against a hand such weak as Jack-8 off, there's not a ton of great, just really no good cards other than a king or a 6 in your mind.
And now you'd imagine Phil going to bluff, and he's going to bluff straight into it. Wykin having hit runner 2 pair.
It's just going to get called. I don't think of any reason to raise here. But
No, there's no value in raising anything like that. Phil can have some better hands, and he has a little bluffs.
yeah,
No.
All right, Wykin, above 4 million. Here he comes, this time limping in, a much stronger hand, ace queen. Ivey checking back, king 8. Flop king 6-7.
Ace Queen, King 8, top pair, Ivey. Pretty good flop for a modest King 8.
Yeah, plenty of backdoors.
Here's that Ace Queen again. Just doesn't seem to get a lot of great boards until it does.
There
Until
you
you
go.
hit your dream turn.
Although it does give Ivey that gut shot, of course, now. 9 for a straight. King or 8 for the winning hand. Goes check, check. Queen on the end, even better for Wykin.
Yeah, it's a pretty good run out for the Ace Queen.
$3.75 the bet, and it's kind of an awkward spot for Phil.
Yeah.
I don't think he expects Wykin to necessarily have a hand like Ace Queen when he bets flop. Checks turn, bets river, but he can have certainly King Queen.
Phil's also got, 8-9's a gut shot, but he does have an 8 in there. He's for a straight, he'd have part of it. I think he's trying to think what.
Well,
is
Phil could definitely have taken off on the turn, right? He has 8-9, and that would play this way, but he checked back turn, so it's hard for him to bluff now, I think.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, it just doesn't think Wykin has that many hands. See why Alex to call this one.
Yeah.
King Queen is one, the only really one, I guess. And
Well,
then,
were those bracelet events? How many did they get for those?
I'm not sure if they were or not, but then, if you look here, he even got in the 2.5K, he went deep in that one. Again, short deck. A couple of short deck cashes in the Bahamas at the Millions World. But yeah, he's been busy at short deck.
Oh, right. That's the one Leon won.
Right, yeah.
And it wasn't, it was 14 and 15. It didn't qualify for a bracelet, but I know that's one Leon will take to be a highlight of his career.
Right,
Beating Ivey heads up. All right, so Ivey's been in form for tournament here. I didn't realize he was. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's not too long ago. And Yang is going to be speeding here with not a lot of a path. This is a hand he's not going to get to fold. This innocuous 8 ends up making Phil a pretty strong hand. And he is going to need some serious help on the river. There's a couple cards like a 6 or an ace that could Oh my
How about
goodness.
10?
Well, you just don't want to think that's in the realm of possibility, but this is a especially unfortunate run out for Phil.
The gin 10.
So it's all about sizing here. Phil calls the turn. You know, Phil has like an ace jack or ace queen in his hand, or a two-pair combination. How can he get away? And he goes a little,
Right.
a little over half pot.
Yeah, it feels like these kind of hands, Jeff, where you don't block any pairs, straight to the one of the hands you like to size up with.
Yeah.
Your opponent can definitely have 2 pair. I mean, Phil's not falling for this sizing, is he? Ever.
Can't think so. He's definitely, his alarm bells are going up though, off. Like he loses to a fair amount of hands, fair amount. The ace 2 pairs, the straight, which the straight you kind of just have to shrug, and like if your opponent really had a gut shot and gets it. The rare time bank for Phil. I see he's got a pile of them over there.
Yeah. Phil checking that button doesn't have that many strong hands, and I think this is one he just has to put into the cool range. Sure, he does have some better, but not many. Yeah, he does make the call, and I think it's the right call. Obviously, he's going to get the bad news. All of a sudden, Jeff, we got a little game on our hands. 9 plays 6 in the chip counts. Ivey limps in jack 9 of clubs. White kid checking queen 8 of clubs on the button.
A lot of clubs. And
Hello.
wow, I was just going to say, it's almost
Hello.
impossible to see club
Oh.
over club, but this is a
Double gut shot for Wykin with the better
Crazy
flush
spot.
draw. Phil pair and flush draw.
wow. This is spelling a lot of trouble for potentially Phil. A really good card though. Look, he jumps into the lead now all of a sudden.
Right, Brit comes means his jack's still good. Remember, guys, flush beats a full house in this game. If this comes a club, we're still going to see carnage.
Wow.
Well, we're not seeing carnage, we're seeing a queen. So Wykin takes the narrowest of leads, queens and tens.
Phil
That had
Ivey.
all the making, Jeff,
Yeah.
for a big pot.
And Phil's actually, it's interesting enough that he's going to bet. This is not.
Right.
Both don't like these runouts, but with
bet
Queen
pot as
8, this
well.
is a great bet, and this is actually, you know, if you're watching at home, you see the runout, you go, oh man, it's been unlucky, or Phil's gonna end up losing this hand. But you know, it's like if you're Wyking Young,
Right.
what are you gonna do? You got a queen, you beat like nothing.
Right. And it makes sense. Phil can definitely have hands like King 10 and Queen 10. One with. Here we go. Ivey on the button. Wykin limping in with the aces. Unfortunately for him, Phil with just Jack 9 offsuit is going to check it back. And, well, some potential action. Top set for Wykin. He comes betting out. Phil with a gut shot draw. And he's 7 gives him the wheel.
Yeah. It's gonna call. I mean, it's gonna be hard to get paid on a 4-liner anyway. But against, I mean, top set though, and there's a house that is gonna lock it up.
And if you're Wykin, you've got all the aces in your hand. You bet the flop. Your opponent calls. Good chance they got an 8.
Yep, it's definitely a reasonable hand to have.
Certainly worthy one to check in now, because Phil can take off for some of those bluffs, and Phil can rep an 8. Here we go.
Does go small, and no reason to raise. I think this is just going to be a check call, check situation.
Right, but the bet size here from Phil, 300. He's setting up. He can fire a second barrel, and well, that might even be a card he does it on. Obviously, he knows his jack's not really got any showdown value. Oh, and he does just give it up.
like for example, Kerry Katz got what, 4th, or did he get 3rd? He got 4th. Oh,
He got
4th. Green.
yeah.
So
Sam was out in
you know, in a spot like that where you're short and there's 7 left and you end up getting 4th, you may actually be more like, all right, you're like, I did pretty well for the
Right.
situation. If you get 2nd though, you're always just like, oh, especially if you're not, if it's like close, if it's not a dominatingly.
When Wykin started this heads-up battle, he was happy to be down to the last 2. Now he's built up his stack. He's thinking about winning it.
Yeah.
Phil, well, having had such a huge stack with 5 left, anything less than first would feel like a failure.
Phil.
Even starting the heads-up, right? He had 11 to 3 lead, 11.5 to 3.5.
And look at this. I mean, this is barreling into Wykin Young's top pair here. And if you're Wykin Young, this is I mean, look at they're close. And this is going to be for the chip lead, this pot. And if Phil doesn't keep betting or improve, he is going to be an underdog. And that was a bet he was looking to take down. He gets called here and thinking about what things he can do. And this card in particular, I would imagine, favors Wykin Young's range a lot, right? If you're Phil, you're not betting so many 10s necessarily. And Wykin Young's definitely going to check call a lot of 10s, especially 10 with backup. So if you're Phil, you may shut down here, realizing too, well, you may, but then you may just reach for a big stack of blue.
I'm with you. This feels like a shutdown card, but.
And, you know, again, Wykin Young not going to be thrilled to see this bet, although I think your hand was too good to go away. But look at the bluffs. Is Phil going to be bluffing the King-Jack, Jack-9? You know, you wouldn't maybe think just some 6Xs are going for bluffs here, but.
On the flip side, Jeff, I just talking about how both players have been playing fairly passive post. We haven't seen too much action. Maybe Phil deciding, right, let's throw something out there.
And now if you're Wykin Young, you kind of realize if you were behind Queen-King or Ace-Queen, maybe this opponent wouldn't just keep betting here. So it's sort of really polarizing to a 10 or not.
And King on the river, not a card that either player want to see.
But a Jack here for him is a key card too, because he knows that, you know, the Jack-9 that's a straight, or somehow Ace-Jack if he was betting and barreling off a gut shot, which maybe like spades, he has no spade in his hand, like that would be one of the few. You know, it's less likely his opponent has a straight now with the Jack, so it's very interesting.
At the same time, though, Phil can obviously have aces, he can have kings. He can still have something like King-Jack. Wow.
Whoa, it's going to work. It's
Wow.
got to work. That looked like the full. I mean, how could it be such a sick call? Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
this is
he has
what
the
a
worst hand he's ever going to get to the river with here. He can't
unbelievable stuff. I mean, just like that, it was a river. What a follow through.
There we go.
Man.
Phil Ivey's had enough.
He had a plan.
Phil moves all in with Queen Jack. Wykin will call Ace Jack.
Oh, here we go.
As you see, 60 to 35.
For 2 million, right?
2.6.
2.6.
Oh, I didn't know you had that much.
Yeah.
Still.
Phil with a chance to win it though, Jeff. Right here, right now.
Yeah. Queen Jack seems dangerous here. You know, Ace Jack in the lead, but not by a ton. Make a lot of straights, and of course the queen around. And pretty good flop for Wykin.
Right, an 8 for a chop.
For me, yes.
Jack for a chop. Queen for the win for Phil.
10, 9.
Ace.
Ace it is.
How much is it?
Phil asking for hopeful cards, and Wykin just shut it down and said, look, how about an ace? There it is.
We go back to a 2-1 lead.
Oh, these are 2 premiums in this game, obviously. Aces and Jack-10 plays well, and see what...
All in.
Oh,
Wow.
Well, there you go.
Wykin rips it
There's
in.
not many hands you have to say what you're doing. He said, have a pair. Yeah.
So
This
Phil,
is,
65-35. That's all it is. Aces versus Jack.
Yeah, let's say there's maybe one hand where you don't have to verbalize for sure what to do, but...
And as you
Okay,
say,
I'm
Jeff,
good against
one double
you,
up, it
Phil.
switches all
Oh,
around.
man,
Wykin could take a 10-5
Okay, I was
lead
very
if he
good
wins
against
this
you.
pot.
I felt this.
Oh, my goodness.
My
Come
word. 10-10-9. Grin appears all over Wykin's face. Phil,
What did you say? Ace on a turn, right?
he's
Remember that?
sick.
I don't remember that. Nothing that ever happened.
Wykin Young knows it's still jumbled in there. And no straight
Wow.
options there for the wheel. It's got to be an ace or an ace only, or we're going to be flip-flopping here. Look at that. Phil Ivey.
Well, for the first time, Jeff, Waikin Yong has the lead in the heads.
The Malaysian flag and the USA flag are so similar. It's crazy. It's actually, I guess, at first look, it looks like USA's flag.
Check.
It's literally the same. The box just changed with the upper left corner. And as we have it, it'll be someone, either Waikin Yong out of Malaysia or Phil Ivey is going to grab this title in the 50K. There's still more short deck tournaments, one more at least this week, and then the 100K main event going on right now, or the 100K no limit,
Right.
and not the main event. The 250K is the main event. That starts Friday, but plenty more action we'll be covering. Also on Party Poker TV on their YouTube channel. If you are not able to watch the whole thing and you want to go back and see some of the highlights, they are producing highlights of each of these tournaments. You guys can see the best of the best battle it out, get to see who maneuvers through these action-packed, high prize pool final tables.
And, well, Ivey digging a deeper hole for himself here. 2.4 million chip pop. 3.9 million back and just ace high. Well, pair of sixes now. But is he ramping it up? Is he going to go for it, Jeff?
Looks that way. And that looks like the fold face. Nicely executed hands. Pip behind, but the suited Jack 10. Still, Phil is a lot of splits here.
Phil's going to 3x this one, this time on the butt.
Interesting, though. This is a hand that Waikin Yong's probably going to want to see some cards with.
Yeah, for sure. He's continuing here.
See at least 3.
Top 2 for Phil, open ender, and second pair for Waikin.
This is a collision.
All in.
Wow.
Call.
Snap call. I mean, he's still got some outs here.
Yeah, just like before, a 2-to-1 dog is Waikin. Can he run down the goat once more? If he does, he will be the 50K short deck champion.
A queen would be nice.
Phil asking for a card.
Phil
that
wants it
kills him.
over on the turn.
Set, right?
King or an 8. Those are the cards Waikin wants to see. There it is, king on the turn.
Like,
Just a queen or jack for Phil. Otherwise,
enjoying this?
Pretty much.
Waikin will be the winner.
This is my lucky dealer, though.
He says
Phil
it.
calling out all the stops.
Oh,
Well, not to be. Waikin came into this heads-up battle with just over 3 million in chips and leaves it
Friends are good against you.
with the title and first
Sorry?
prize money. Jeff,
I'm glad to take it.
wow.
Huh?
lot
Sorry,
to
man,
say. Unbelievable.